Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, dear friends. I am Correa, and we are delighted to be gathered together for the purpose of extending peace towards others. This is the proposal that the Spirit Hilario Silva brings to us in the message published in the Spiritist Magazine, issue 55, through the mediumship of Chico Xavier. Often we dream of living a peaceful journey through life. Hilario Silva comes to us tonight to teach us all how to get there. The answers or the pathway that Hilario Silva presents to us may be quite surprising and yet very illuminating, like all the messages brought to us under the guidance of our Master Jesus and the guise of the promised Consoler. So, what a blessing, dear friends, for us to be gathered together under this eternal light, nourished by God's love. Let us all who are here together, either live or on demand, feel the enveloping rays of God's love entering our homes, and most especially the very realms of our hearts, opening room for us to learn the new and nourish the good from inside out. This is the proposal that we have for tonight. Let us now read the message brought to us by the Spirit Hilario Silva as a source of inspiration. After we read the message, we shall bring a couple of highlights, propose a therapeutic exercise, and end these blessed moments with a prayer for peace. Shall we, dear friends? So Hilario Silva begins the message as follows. Let us imagine the tongue as the spoon of feeling. Let us visualize the ear as the throat of the soul. Everything we talk about is an ingredient for spiritual digestion. Goodness is invisible bread. Kindness is pure water. Optimism is restorative. Consolation is analgesic. Constructive enlightenment is a mental vitamin. Patience is antitoxic. Forgiveness is readjusting surgery. Complaint is vinegar. Censorship is pepper. Cruelty is poison. Slander is corrosive. Useless talk is sickly surplus. Evil speaking is rot food. Speaking, we build. Speaking, we destroy. Speaking, we hurt. Speaking, we medicate. Speaking, we heal. The Divine Master said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." Let us use the nourishment of peace for others, because by extending peace to others, we secure peace to ourselves. And with peace, we will be able to have terrestrial space and time in larger dimensions so that we learn and can really serve. So, what a beautiful, surprising message, because Hilario Silva places the locus of transformation within ourselves. We often, beloved friends, say to ourselves and to others, oh, if only our relative behaved differently, we would feel greater peace. If only our boss were more understanding, we would experience serenity. If only our life circumstances were different, we would harbor greater peace. If only our financial circumstances were better, we would then help more. Often we are conditioned to place conditions upon our own ability to harbor peacemaking skills within ourselves. Often we place our peace in the hands of others. Hilario Silva comes to all of us in both realms tonight, inviting us to shift perspective. No longer shall we place our peace, the treasure of our peace, in the hands of others. Hilario Silva comes to us to tell us that serenity and peace making begins from within. How so? Beginning through the thoughts we harbor and through the words we construct. Hilario Silva tells us that we can use this creative, God granted power constructively or destructively, depending on the seeds that our thoughts take shape of. We may speak to hurt or speak to heal. Let us then propose a therapeutic exercise for all of us in both realms. Let us think in the next 24 hours, and if we can, write down the three most common thought patterns and words that we share. Let us then classify whether they are healing or hurtful. When we notice that a particular thought pattern or word pattern, speaking pattern, may be hurtful, such as this person doesn't understand anything, or we are not good enough, let us shift perspective. Let us use, or rather, embrace Hilario Silva's invitation, and let us use our words to medicate, to heal, to be constructive. Instead of saying that someone is not understanding or should know better, let us say that this person is a child of God, that this person is beloved by many, many mentors from on high, that this person has a divine purpose, and better yet, we choose to believe in their divine purpose. If we are not able to use the gift of our divine harp, our vocal cords, to vocalize this externally to one another, let us visualize ourselves speaking the good, and let us visualize a shower of blessings coming through our mouths from God. Chico Xavier tells us that this one time he was interrupted on his way to work by a child that wanted to speak to him. At first, because he ran the risk of running late, he had the impulse of turning away from the child. But Emmanuel, his spirit mentor, very wisely told him to stop and listen. And this is what Chico Xavier did. And as the child turned away from Chico Xavier with a smile, and Chico Xavier prepared himself to go to work. Emmanuel told Chico, Chico, turn your gaze towards the young man and look at the vibrations that he's sharing with his mouth or through his mouth. And as Chico Xavier turned himself to the young man, he saw that as the little boy actually said the words, God bless you, a shower, a current of hope and love came out of his mouth toward Chico Xavier. So Emmanuel said, because you chose to give of yourself to this little boy, you were showered with blessings. Imagine if you had refused to give him 5 minutes of your attention. What would have come out of his mouth and heart towards you? So it's good, dear Chico, that you chose the good part, that you chose to be of service. And Hilario Silva, dear friends, he reminds us that it is when we choose to extend our love and our peace towards others that we find peace for ourselves. Often in our current society, we are somewhat quote unquote educated, indoctrinated to put ourselves first, to think of ourselves before others. But Spiritism, the light of the promised consoler, tells us the opposite, that of course we should care for ourselves, but it is in not only focusing on ourselves, but rather focusing on others that we find everlasting serenity. So let us do this exercise. One, in identifying constructive and destructive patterns that we may have from within, and let us do the inner work to transform whatever destructive patterns we may harbor into constructive ones. And let us also do this exercise, this visualization, where whenever we meet with someone within the next 24 hours, even if it is remotely, virtually, let us visualize a shower of blessings coming towards them through our thoughts and words. If we are not able to vocalize these words, let us visualize the words coming to them as a healing embrace from on high. We can all be mediums of the good. This is why you and I, all of us, reincarnated. And this is why our Master Jesus invests on us day in and day out. Let us then become more conscious instruments of the good together. And let us now, dear friends, put this wonderful knowledge into practice by praying together, shall we? So, closing our eyes and opening our hearts, let us visualize the sacred heart of the Christ, enveloping everyone in the circle of prayer and everyone connected to our networks, both the incarnate and discarnate alike. And let us visualize Master Jesus in the Mount, speaking the unforgettable words, blessed are the peacemakers. And let us visualize the shower of blessings produced from his infallible, noble, loving figure, reaching all of those who are at war within themselves, all of those who seek to be at war with the very Christ, all of those who resist the works of the good on the earth, all of those who are experiencing hardships. Let us visualize the Master embracing them all. And let us visualize the Master visiting prisons, refugee camps, hospitals, orphanages, and every home that is in need of spiritual support. Let us visualize those with whom we are in need of reconciling, and let us see ourselves sustained by the very Master, sharing words and thoughts of peace, of serenity, of love and understanding. For now we know that it is in giving that we are able to receive. It is in understanding that we are able to be understood. It is in loving that we are able to be loved. So we ask you, dear Lord, to inspire us all in the circle of prayer to learn and to love and to serve all the more. We reaffirm our commitment to be instruments of your love today and always. And with much gratitude now, dear friends, we ask the mentor spirits for permission to finalize this prayerful moments. And we thank you so much for joining us in the circle of prayer. And as we feel the presence of the Master in our very hearts, let us all commit together to be instruments of the good today and always. Thank you, dear friends, and we already look forward to seeing everyone again next time. Bye for now.